Jack and Diane, more on our anti-cancer diet. Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I do share with you my perspective on different topics. I hope you like, share, subscribe. All channel names are pinned to the top of the comment section or description box below. First of all, I don't give advice. I don't give suggestions. I just share our personal journey. What works well for us may not work well for someone else. So I never give advice or suggestions. I'm just sharing with you what we're doing. As many of you know, my husband was diagnosed about 5 or 6 months ago with an inoperable cancer. And it was a very challenging one. They couldn't go in and operate, so they opted for very, very heavy chemo. I told him it was up to him to make his own choice, and he chose chemo. And he went through all the chemo, which was extraordinarily brutal. During that time, he had a terrible cough that did not result from the chemo. It resulted from where the tumor was pressing. And so when he got the chemo, and he had this continual cough, and I was constantly around him day and night, I got sick. And, you know, my sickness was undiagnosed. They've never been able to diagnose it with many tests and doctors. And I am probably 98% well now, and I feel terrific. I feel like my old self again. And so the 2% are just very minor symptoms, in my opinion, right now, and hopefully will go away very shortly. And yet, during that time, I feel that I had an allergic reaction. My sickness came about 3 days into the heavy-duty chemo with him coughing. So, they never have said that. The doctors have never said that. It's just that it's very coincidental that it all happened at the very same time. And it was not stress-induced. A lot of people want to say, oh, it's from stress. Everybody seems to tend to blame stress on everything. And stress can have an impact. I'm not denying that. But that's not what the situation was here. And so I feel that, we feel that I had an allergic reaction of some form that caused about 2 to 3 months worth of very challenging, very uncomfortable. I was really sick there for a while, and now I'm better. And yet, so we kind of been our whole road in these last 5 months. Anyhow, we started on a very healthy. We've always been healthy eaters, but we upped that healthy eating lifestyle. We're eating things like avocado, you can see the avocado there. I'm making a big pot of kale soup over here on the stove. Kale, garlic, and onions are in it. And we eat a lot of green leafy vegetables. That's kind of our primary diet. We drink spring water or well water. I know everyone's different, but we do not do tap water. We drink a lot of lemon. I use lemons. I pulverize my lemons, and I use the whole lemon after washing them real good, and I make a very thick drink out of it, and that's what I drink. My husband uses the concentrate, and he pours it in and mixes it with spring water, and he likes it that way with some stevia. We do not use sugar, any kind of refined sugar, and we avoid fruits that have a high sugar content. And we opt for fruits that have low sugar content, but mainly it's vegetables. My husband does have some select high-grade meats, mainly fish, like salmon. I'm pretty much stay away from most meats and most fish, but he does that. He does have some dairy. Usually it's like a vegan cheese. I use a vegan shredded cheese in our salads. We have huge salads. I did a video called Vegan Salad, and I mean it's got every kind of green vegetable just about that you can name in it, and they're delicious. I make my own dressing out of apple cider vinegar. And I use that, and it's got what they call the mother or the stuff in it, whatever it is. And I mix stevia in with that, and then I use water, and I use garlic, diced up garlic. And no, none of this is ideal. Nothing is going to taste as good as regular sugar, but over time you get used to it. When you've been away from the other, now a piece of kale tastes good to me if I haven't eaten all day. We do intermittent fasting. My husband does 1 to 2 meals a day. He eats within that window. I do usually 1 meal a day. Mine's later in the day, but most of the time he does 1 meal. So in this month, I'm not sure why, and he is going for his PET scan here within the next week. He's had that cough since, I told him, I said, I think you have cancer. When his cough started, because it wasn't a cold. And then when he went to the doctors, of course, they discovered that on the CAT scan, but it was an odd cough. And so, anyhow, he had that cough from the time that we discovered all of this. And then he went into chemo. So the chemo did not cause the cough, but he had the cough even after the chemo was done. So when I put him on, and we opted because he can't do any more treatments, they've said no more treatments, no more nothing basically at this time. I mean, and the tumors shrank significantly, but not completely, they are still there. And so he still had the cough a month ago. And when we started on the anti-cancer diet, what I call the anti-cancer diet, I just call it that. It's not anything that I've, that I'm reading necessarily. I read a lot of different materials, but we just call it that. That's what my husband and I call it, or healthy eating. So in the last month, and he stayed 100% on it, minus one time he went to the store and he got a candy bar, and he ate that candy bar. But that was the only time he messed up, and that's okay. That's okay. But we don't do that on any kind of regular basis. I haven't really had sugar, refined sugar in any way, like a candy bar or anything, for a long time. And so anyhow, his cough has gone away. His cough has completely gone away in the last week and a half. So, regardless of what the PET scan will say, I'm excited about him not having the cough, because that was what was our first sign that something was wrong. And so in the midst of all this, I always had a normal blood pressure, very normal. I was always very normal. And when I took sick, I have to tell you, I went from normal to sky high. And I was shocked. And it didn't make any sense to me. It did not make any sense to me. Well, now that my body is, 98% back to normal, and of course I'm meticulous in what I eat. I run, walk, waddle 5 miles a day. I work out at the gym many days, and I'm going there in just a little bit. I do a full workout. I'm always physically busy, and I mow the grass, and I'm always working on the house and things like that. So I have a lot of physical activity. My blood pressure has been running on the low side now. This morning it was anywhere from 90/60 to about 110/60. But normally it's ranging during the day, and I take it at all different times of the day. In the mornings it's usually on the very low side, like 90/60, which is a little too low, I think. And then it goes up to maybe in 30-40 minutes about 110/60. And it stays somewhere between 110, 114, over 70, and that kind. And I don't take any kind of medicines other than some supplements, just over-the-counter generic supplements, not recommending them to anyone. I'm just saying that's what we do. And it's things like garlic, oregano, turmeric, things like that is what we take. I take a probiotic too, and maybe a couple other things. And so the thing about it is, now my blood pressure is pretty well stabilized, and only now and then on a rare blip will it kind of go up briefly and then it comes back down. But even after I did my 5 miles yesterday, and it was very, very hot, like it was like 98 here, but it felt like 110 according to Siri on my phone, something like that. Or it was like, I think when I asked Siri, I think she said it was like, felt like 102 or 107. So it was really hot. Came back, checked my blood pressure, it was like 110/60, which was fabulous after coming off of a run. The spikes, I don't know, sometimes that will happen periodically, but overall I stay very, very normal, and I'm 65 years old. And, everyone's different. Some people need to take medicines. I got that. I'm all about if a person needs to do something, everyone's body is different. Everyone has to do what's right for them. I'm just talking about me and what I do and how I live my life and what's going on with me. So for me right now, all I take are some supplements over the counter. I drink a lot of spring water, and you can even get your spring water from the dollar store, and a gallon of it. I drink about a gallon of water a day. I also have different teas here, different herbal teas that I drink. I even have one called blood pressure. And, you know, just to kind of keep the blood pressure always stable, I drink my green tea, you know, green tea. We have a whole refrigerator. I don't know if I want to show you the refrigerator here, but it's a whole refrigerator. We have 2 refrigerators full of greens, and I went out yesterday. Can you see all those greens? That's the big lemon rind juice up there. And all those salads in there, organic eggs, and down there is all kinds of fresh vegetables. I have my little vinegar down there, you know, my dressing that we put on the salad. I have a papaya, although I'm kind of refraining from papayas and bananas for the most part. I do have my vegan cheese. I have the coleslaw mix here. Let me see if I can get that out here. Broccoli slaw. I use that and I mix that into the salad. So I have all kinds of healthy stuff. We pretty much have eliminated most carbohydrates in our diet. We are more, you know, and definitely no refined sugar, no processed whatsoever. We do not do any processed. It's whole, healthy foods. And we stay very balanced in our approach. We make sure we're getting all the right nutrients, the right everything. And for us, it seems to be working. My blood pressure is very stable. My husband no longer has the cough. And I'm not saying what works for us will work for someone else. And I don't know what the future holds. None of us know what the future holds. But I know that I want to be as healthy as I can for as long as I can. That's my goal in life, so that I can complete what I call my divine assignments. And if I'm sick or broken or not even here, I can't do my divine assignments. And so part of me being able to fulfill my purpose here in life, my purpose is to take care of me. And so I take care of me through the foods that I eat, surrounding myself with positive people, positive energy, staying away from garbage energy, whether it's on the internet or in person, and only seeking out positive energy, letting negative energy, if it comes around, go through me and out of me quickly. And positive energy, I continually bring in positive energy. But even the past, even the good past, I let flow through me and out of me and bring in new positive, happy things into my life, because I do believe that too much stress, too much negativity can affect us. It seems like a lot of people tend to get sick when they're going through a very difficult emotional time. And so I think it's very important to refuel ourselves and take care of ourselves, especially during times like that. Have great physicians in place, great doctors that you know that you can call if you ever need them. And hopefully you don't need them other than that yearly physical. I went for my colonoscopy, my endoscopy, my first ever. I did a couple videos on it. Had never done it before. I was really scared. It was so in and out. And I mean, I was amazed, and all the results came back amazing and wonderful. So I was so grateful for that. After having been through what I went through, I was really concerned, and it came out wonderful. So, you know, we can't stop everything. We can't predict everything. We can't change everything, but we sure can change a lot, and we sure can set the environment to be healthy. You know, I don't know enough about cancer to give any kind of advice or suggestions or information, but my opinion is that cancer thrives in certain environments and it can't thrive in other environments. And it's sort of like I read in a moldy basement. You can get rid of the mold, but it's going to grow back if it's in the same environment. You have to change that environment by putting some kind of, I guess, UV light or something down there so it won't grow back. Well, it's kind of like with our bodies. We want to have a healthy body environment. So even if they cut it away, radiate it away, chemo it away, or whatever, we want to have a healthy environment, so hopefully it never comes back. Hopefully high blood pressure and all the other sicknesses don't come back. We're doing our part to the best of our ability, along with whatever the doctors recommend. So a lot of people go to the doctor and they say, okay, doctor, fix me. but they do nothing on their part to make themselves better. So they're putting it all on the doctor. I believe that when sickness comes, you work hand in hand. You do your part while they're doing their part. And your part may be healthy nutrition. I think having healthy nutrition is one of the most important things that we can do in life. Knowing how to handle stress, getting rid of negative energy and bringing in positive energy, getting plenty of sleep, plenty of rest, plenty of happiness, plenty of happy moments, and exercise, whatever kind of exercise works. And living your best life and keeping dreams alive in your heart and keeping hope alive, knowing that your best life is here today. Live it fully. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.